Hey, I'm Ken.
And I'm Leanne.
And this is Journeys with Ken and Leanne Recap.
Yeah, let's recap a month. We closed.
It has been a month and a lot has happened.
So we closed on our property on May 31st, and for us today is June 30th, so 1 month, and a lot has happened. We wanted to talk a little bit about it.
If you remember, you go back and you watch the first video we posted where we tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing. And I actually bring you and show you the pad and stuff.
Right.
Man,
right,
it has changed so much.
So we stood where we thought the driveway would have been, and then where the driveway ended up being. So we
I think we made a great choice where it's at. It's in the perfect position.
Makes for a great morning walk. We've already done that today. So, and talk a little bit about the perk test. That was one of our first learning experiences.
Well, the perk test was interesting. I got a little bit frustrated because, you know, and from what I'm hearing about from everybody, when you get the perk test, that all of them always have to bring in a backhoe to dig a hole for the perk test. And we saw why.
We're on a firm foundation.
Yeah, well, you know, and they bring this little small hand auger, not an electric one, or they a little hand auger, and they think they're going to get through the ground here. But it worked out in the end, and we got it done, and
it's great.
Yep, so absolutely.
We know that everything perked, and that was a learning experience for me. I did not understand what perking was, so we have a special video. We've tried to bring you along this journey so that it's learning experiences, and also to share with family, friends, and others what all we've been through. And we've been through so much this month that I've had to make a list. So talk a little bit about the apron.
Trying to get that apron put in with the church having that piece of that road that comes onto our property, you know, was a little bit difficult, but DOT was pretty good, and they worked with us, and we got the apron in there. But whoever put it in for them put that big rock right through the center of it.
So it's got to be replaced.
So at the end of our construction, they said they will come out and replace it and put it down, and then they'll put the asphalt over it.
Right, so what they've done right now is there's no asphalt. It's just a gravel apron with a culvert with a big rock sticking through the middle. So we'll get that handled, but one of the great things about watching for all this, and that's why she runs from Ken, did you see that kick? Is, you know, we've documented and watched everything that's happened there. I hope we're not getting on people's nerves, but it's been fun for us, and we hope you're enjoying it. So we got the apron in, and then before we even got the driveway in, they started clearing the pad.
Yeah, they did. I'm sorry, I'm distracted here.
So he sees squirrels and cats quite often. So with clearing the pad, that's where we found out how firm the foundation is. We have a lot of red clay there, and so they cut under the red clay and they run into sandstone, and there's quartz and all kinds of things up on top of the hill that we are building on. But other than losing a few of the teeth on the bucket, they were able to get us to where we need to be. The house is going to be a little higher than we originally thought, which is okay with us because it just sets that view of all the ridge lines. So after that, they did cut in the drive. They did.
That was a pretty big surprise, because remember, we went out there in the one video and they were clearing down one area, and we come back and Robert had cleared all the way down, and it is the largest drive. We have the neighbors over there driving by. They come up and ask us, is there a development coming in here?
Right.
Because the road is so wide to get in there. They've cleared so much. But it is going to be fantastic, especially once it grows back over.
And, you know, the driveway was going in first because we needed to run water and power to the property. And we thought that would go down the driveway area. But Ken met with the power company, and talk a little bit about what we did there.
Well, the power company, we met with them, and we had two different options. We could go down the road with poles, and if we did that, they were going to require us to cut 15 more feet on one side of the pole into the woods.
Which we didn't want to lose.
Which we didn't want to do. They were going to actually do all this work, because they put the power lines in for free up to 1,000 feet under or over ground and 200 feet underground. So we started talking about the old logging road, which you are now calling the utility road, and they gave us a choice. So, and I don't want to give away what we did, but hey, go watch the video right over here and see what ended up happening there.
We're very pleased with the outcome of that, and there were 2 logging roads. The property had been harvested about 5 years ago, and we were really pleased with that. You'll see in the frustrations video that it gave us some concern with the first appraisal of the property, but without that property being harvested, we would not have known the views that we were going to have. He hits me.
I'm sorry, there's a mosquito on you.
I'm joking. But there's one biting me over here too. So with the 2 logging roads that came into the land up to the pad where we're building, one will remain the old logging road. The other one is now a utility road, because we also got water this month.
We actually did. They came and put the tap in, and I'd never seen them put a tap in before, but it was pretty cool, but
Ken loves construction.
Oh, I do. I'm like a little kid asking questions. They probably get sick of me.
So actually, between getting the power in and getting the water in, it was a really, really busy week, because they dug the foundation and poured the footings for the foundation.
Yep, they poured the footings. That was kind of cool too.
It was really cool.
I go there every time I know they're doing something, just so we can video. Either I'll go or Leanne will go, or we'll both go. So it was neat. So we were there when the
you can actually watch the cement truck.
Yeah, when the concrete truck showed up, so that was kind of neat.
And so while they were doing that, because the property is going to be gated, they also poured concrete in around 2 posts that will be at our gate, at about 40 feet in from the driveway, so you can see that. And from that, we were able to save money. You want to talk about what we did along the drive?
Yeah, if you go watch the video called Snake.
There's a reason it's called that.
We met new friends that day, but we ended up saving money by getting rocks off the property instead of ordering what's called riprap, which is fairly expensive these days, and lining some of the ditches with it, and that saved us some money.
Right, so we spent one hot Saturday morning gathering rocks, putting them in the ditch lines along the driveway to keep that from washing away, and also making that riprap there at a culvert that we had to put in, so you'll see that as well. In the middle of all of that, besides getting behind on this garden, don't say anything about the weeds, we know that's today's project, we've done some shopping.
Yeah, we've actually gone out and gotten some items. I don't think that we have a video on that though.
We don't, but I've kind of laid some things out so that we could maybe insert that right here.
Yeah. Now, with all that stuff that we're buying, it's not necessarily saving money, but it's adding that touch to the house,
right,
that we were looking to have as a farmhouse. Okay, we're not going out and buying that niche. We went to a place yesterday, a vintage place yesterday, and it was supposed to be antiques and stuff like that, and it wasn't. It was a little bit older stuff, painted and then rubbed down.
And by older, we mean like 80s and 90s stuff that had been distressed.
And we're not looking for that. We're looking for authentic stuff, like the
kind
lamp,
of some unique items,
like the pendant lamp that we were looking at for the parlor.
The parlor,
it's an 1893. Well, 1893 gas lamp that has been converted back over to electrical at the turn of the century. So things like that, and I guess we could show a picture of it.
No. We'll surprise you with that one in another video if we get it. Now that's one of those things. Ken's talking about the fact that some of these purchases are not necessarily saving money. They are, but they're not. So we want our house to be our home and have, be different. We don't know of another house in the county that's this house, so we're excited about that. But anything that we're purchasing like this, and there's another set of lamps or pendant lights that I bought and actually knew the lady that grew up in that house that passed away several years ago in her 90s. And so to get a couple of those lights as well, anything that we're purchasing like that we're going to be able to use in the house is going to keep us from including that in that mortgage and interest. So while it may not be saving money, you can go to...
Well, it's not being included, but the thing is we're replacing can lights.
Right.
We didn't want can lights in certain areas, so we're buying, well, a can light costs $10-15, but we're buying pendant lights and stuff that are $100 to $300, but it's not going to be in the mortgage because we're paying that because we're saving money every week by not doing this or that, cutting corners here and there, just so we can afford to buy those little items. And
there are some things that we watch the budget, and we're doing a lot of work to save money. We're doing some shopping to save money. At the same time, there are some things that money wasn't a factor. You want to talk about the door? Mm-hmm. So in the video where we're meeting with the contractor and making some decisions and changes on the property before they dug the footings, Rick, our contractor, Rick Kirby Construction, and Ken are giving me a hard time about the front door.
Yeah, well, the front door was probably, I don't know, Rick said 1,000, but I believe it was a little bit higher than that because he had a big door budget. But I believe he probably budgeted around $2,000 for a front door. And the one we ended up purchasing with the side windows, the transom above it, with all the bells and whistles, really nice door. Turned out it was about a little over $5,000. So
on sale with discounts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we gave her a little bit of a hard time with that, but it is the focal point of the house. So as you come down that drive, it's going to look really nice. So
right, and I don't know that we show that in an options book, but there's a video that we put out this month because I'm constantly looking at things for options, and I talk about an options book and how important that is. The contractors love that I've got this option book because I'm kind of knowing what we want, knowing that we agree on things. So I'll find and print out things that one of us like or both of us like. If it's something we decide against, it still goes in the book with an X on it. Watch that options book, constantly changing, evolving into more and more of a complete project. But so that's been an important step for us, but I'm so far behind.
Hey, I want to really quickly talk about a video that you didn't talk about. I want to talk about the last video we posted, and that was the one where we talked about my shop. Because,
the no worries video.
Yeah, the no worries video. I think that's my favorite day right there.
Can I interrupt right here? We talk about Ken's shop in every video. Go ahead.
But anyways, that was like my favorite video because it showed they had dug the foundation area and they're going to pour a footing. Well, they're not really doing footings; they're doing a monolithic pour. I'm excited about that. I really am. I really am, and I'm excited about the whole house. But it's been a while since I've had a decent shop. I've got a little building right over here. You can see the edge of it in the corner right over here.
More.
And then I've got, well, not workshops. And then I've got my little lathe building. So this will give me a lot more room to move and do what I need to do in it. Doing my videos for Moon Pie Creations, link right up here. And being able to do the things that I haven't been able to do in a small shop.
That's true. And in that video, and the videos leading up to it, and we've tried to label all of our videos episode 1, 2, 3, so that you can kind of follow in the order of what we've done. Even in the very beginning, before we close, you can see Ken singing to me. And so it leads up, the name of that video is No Need for Worries, because we had kind of gotten concerned. I stressed out over some door issues and budget, and we weren't sure that the shop was going to be laid out exactly the way Ken wanted it. And I think that's one reason that it's important that we're watching everything every day. We're on the property daily, doing those journeys up and down that very long driveway, power walks. But it's also been important for us to make sure that things are sitting the way we want them to sit, in the directions we want them to be, and everything's worked out perfectly. It's fallen all into place.
We haven't really shown the plans to the house and all that. We were kind of worried about trade or the copyright and all that stuff. But as I've researched it, we're going to go ahead and do a plans video showing the plans of the house, the changes we've made. And with that video, we're going to talk about the ways that we decided to save money, because the original price of this house, or compound as I like to call it, was way above our budget, way above. So we had to cut some things out, trim off some fat here, and we're still trimming some fat. And I think it's important for other people to see what we've traded to cut out money, or to move money somewhere else.
Right.
So we'll do that video here soon.
Right. So this month we have, and I mean things have happened really, really fast. We have picked out the floors. We have picked out some doors. We have picked out the front door. We've picked out the roof. Yeah. We know what we want the garage, the house will be brick, but we also now know what we want the garage and the shop to look like. So all of that's discussed, and
it's important to know that because it's going to start moving real fast. We got the mason guys. Yeah. Huh?
Going to start moving fast?
Well, it's been moving fast, but I mean, it's really going to pick up speed because the mason's coming in next week, and as soon as they do the foundation, the bricks on the foundation, they're going to start framing up.
So be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, because what Ken was talking about with the house plans, and we've not changed anything structurally, and if you do, you have to get an engineer to do those plans. But we've moved things like doors in place of windows and stuff like that. That's very important to know before they start framing up the structures. And there's changes in all three of the structures. So we'll talk about that coming up, because that's real important. One of the funnest things about this month and the journeys, and we appreciate everyone joining our journey. This has been a lot of fun for us, but we got a call from Ag South.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you talk about that. You've been handling that.
So yeah, I'm a marketing director, so this has been a lot of fun for me. I keep plugging Ag South. We were contacted by Rhonda with Ag South, and of course we had already fallen in love with Lynn and Gwen and the purchases of the property and closing, and they have been absolutely great. But they chose to feature our journey on their social medias and on their website, so that was real exciting for us. Just, you know, we're enjoying the journey, but for everyone else to be able to join in with us, a lot of fun.
Absolutely, it's been a ball.
It's beautiful, and that's
about it. Yeah.
About it.
All
yeah,
right.
It's been a
Well,
lot of fun.
All right.
Have we covered? I had to make a list. So much has happened this month. We've talked about the options book and all the picking out of everything and the frustrations. Did we talk about the frustrations? We both had opportunities
we did
to be
talk about it.
frustrated.
As I said, talk about it in the video, that frustrations video. But
well, I wasn't frustrated in that one.
No, but you were frustrated in a few ago.
But be sure you watch that one all the way to the end, because he had to go into recovery, little smarty. But I think we've covered everything, so a lot's happened. It looks totally different than it did in the beginning, so I do encourage you to
what I'll do is I'm gonna post a picture of what it looks like when we started, that pad all covered over, and then what it looks like now.
So sunrises, sunsets are absolutely beautiful out there. We'll get it all posted for you. Thanks for joining our journey in this first month. If you've already subscribed, if you haven't, we're going to switch roles here. Be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that bell so that you know when things are coming out. We're trying to keep up with this every day, on top of Moon Pie Creations, the second best YouTube channel out there. This one being the first. How else can they follow us?
Oh, well, head on down to our description. You can find the links for our Instagram and our Facebook. And go ahead and head on over there and follow and like us on those, and you'll stay up to date on everything. All right, until next time. Hope you enjoy the journey.